The bloodlust of white men will never be satisfied, even at the cost of other white men. So you see white MAGA specifically gets so excited over here in the U.S. when immigrant families get kidnapped, killed, put in concentration camps. You see it every time a black man, woman, or child gets murdered by the cops. You saw it with Alex Peretti and Renee Good. And now we're over in Iran, killing children in schools. And you see all of these white men cheering, right? And of course we have troops, American troops that have been killed. For what? For no fucking reason. We don't need to be over there. But again, these white MAGA men get so excited about murdering people that are not white, be it in the United States or in different countries across the world. And it's illogical, right? Because they're saying, you know, we will go destabilize countries, murder other people in those countries that aren't white in order to protect our freedom. No, again, we don't need to be over there. We don't need ICE. We need to abolish the cops. Like, it's never ending. White men are never going to beat the allegations as a collective. That all we like to see as a collective of white men is death and destruction. It's primal. It's in our DNA. It's directly tied to our ancestors. It's directly tied to the violence that white people have carried out since the beginning of this country and basically since the beginning of time. White men are programmed to watch suffering and get physically excited, mentally stimulated, emotionally excited about watching the murder of other people. The bloodlust will never be satisfied for white men. They'll watch other white men in the military get fucking murdered. And they'll be like, hell yeah, that's the most honorable thing you can do is die for your country. No, the fuck it's not. The most honorable thing is that you see other people as human beings, recognize their humanity, be empathetic, show love and care in your communities, and not be fucking violent. But that is antithetical to the programming of the white collective. Every single white person right now is either a white supremacist or pro-violence, unless you are actively and loudly against that. And for the majority of the white collective, it lands on so many of you just being a white supremacist and pro-violence, especially white men.
God honest truth. I knew white boys were fucking different when I joined the military and I had to stand and watch with this white boy. And it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. We're just talking, chatting, and pass by time. And he asked me why did I join, and of course I'm being nice, I asked him why he joined, and he was like he want to die an honorable death. And I was like, what make you think you're gonna die? We're not at war or anything. And he was like, well, I'm hoping we go to war so I can die an honorable death like my dad did and my grandpa did. I was like, you don't want to like live and be honorable that way and like make your family proud that you joined and you served and you got out and you did your time? He was dead ass. He wanted to go to war and he wanted to die an honorable death. That's when I knew white boys were very fucking different, because that is a choice.
I'm going to say this to all of the white people as a white person. We are the problem with this country. We have been the problem since day one. Since we designed this country to benefit white people. Beating black people, lynching black people, tearing out the fetuses, use the babies as alligator bait, paying Charleston to beat our slaves, to whip them and put salt in their wounds by the day, segregation, Jim Crow, the genocide of Native Americans, the Trail of Tears, Asians in internment camps, because how dare an Asian come to America? We have to put them in camps because we have to make sure America stays white. stealing the land from Mexico, stealing the land from the Native Americans, stealing black people on the Middle Passage. Most of you people don't even know what the hell it is, or how many people died, or about the bull sharks that follow the ships, because you don't care about actual history. Oh, hey, let's just take Hawaii. Let's go steal it from King Kamehameha. Hey, while we're at it in this great Christian nation, we're going to say that, you know what? We're a Christian nation made in the image of God. But we're just going to design it to benefit white people. Yeah, a black person's only worth 3/5 of a person. They can't vote. They don't have rights. They're not even a citizen until 100-something years later. Women? Nah. They just need to make us more white babies and fold our underwear and clean our socks and make us dinner and just serve the man. That's their job. We're not going to let them vote till the early 1900s, till the women's suffrage movement. Let's look at the Catholic Church. How many thousands of young men have abused and molested little boys? Oh, look, white people, white men. The Baptist Church, decades they covered up sexual assault, white men. Gun violence, 98% are men. The vast majority men, white men, U.S. citizens. I know it's shocking, not drag queens, not gay people, not transgenders, white men. Nothing to see here. January 6th. Whiny little children with micro penises. Mediocre white men didn't like the result of an election. And they felt so emboldened that they put a gallows up that they were going to hang the vice president of the United States, beat officers, crush their vertebrae, PTSD, brain damage, heart attacks. Hey, they're patriots, yeah, woohoo! But a black man has the audacity to kneel before the American flag. He's a son of a bitch. How dare him? May he burn in hell. But if you beat police officers, hey, you know what? No problem. The white man convicted felon child molester, he's going to pardon them because, you know, we're not racist at all. Every atrocity in this country has been white people. We have to admit it, people. And white people aren't willing to have that conversation. Do you know why? Because they don't want their privilege to go away. Right now, my wife gets mad at me because I get frustrated. You know what? And I am pissed off. Because people in Minneapolis right now are getting pulled over just because they don't look white. Or because they have an accent. The ICE agents are making fun of the woman that they murdered. Oh, your accent isn't like mine. Prove to me that you live here. Hey, you're not white. Prove to me that you live here. That you're a citizen. And if not, I'm going to handcuff you, drag you out of your car, and I'm going to put you in jail for 9 hours, and I'm just going to release you with no due process. Nothing to see here, no paperwork. And in the last election, what happened? Right? 77 million people went to the voting booth and voted for the white man. The rapist, the pedophile, convicted felon, cheats on his wife, calls women fat piggy, looks at naked girls in locker rooms, causes an insurrection, steals from cancer charities, has dinner with white supremacists, very fine people on both sides to white supremacists. Hey, yeah, I'm not racist. Oh, no. I just want to demonize the who? The immigrants. Oh, yes, the brown people. That's right. So if you're a brown person and you've been here for 30 years from Mexico and you're undocumented, which is a civil offense, we're going to zip tie you. We're going to embarrass you. We're going to handcuff you, throw you in U-Hauls, naked, rip you out of cars. But if you're a rapist and a convicted felon, and very likely a pedophile from Mexican Island, and cause an insurrection, hey, you know what? You get to be president. Let me kiss your ass, white man. That's what it is. The majority of people that voted for him are white. White people want to kick the can down the road of white supremacy again. They don't want to have the hard conversation that I'm having right now. They want to go back into their privilege and have a normal way of life. Because they don't give a shit if black people are treated like crap, or immigrants, or Latinos, or Latinas. They don't care. Doesn't affect me. Hey, and you want to go back into not giving a shit. And that's why we're here. Because since 1619, white people have ignored the original sin of this country. While all the atrocities have happened to everybody that I just mentioned, whoops, sorry, nothing to see here, nothing to see here, nothing to see here, doesn't affect me, doesn't affect me. Even now, I've unfriended people and I don't care. You know what they're talking about? Oh, the traffic at school, Jan. Oh, it's really bad. Oh, you're so brave. Like, shut the hell up. You goddamn Karens. You privileged little twats. They don't care. And when you look at people on the right, that's what they do, right? They appease to the uneducated, trailer park trash, white supremacist concepts of brains base, right? Example, what happened to Lincoln Riley was horrible. But you know the problem? There was 41,000 plus people that died from gun violence. Why did they pick her? None of the black people, none of the non-white people. Because it was a brown person from Mexico and it allowed them to be a racist. Where did you see people on the right about George Floyd? Oh no, not George Floyd. Let's focus on the 7% of protests that were bad. Where were those same people about Ahmaud Arbery? A black man had the audacity to jog down a street while 3 white trailer park trash racist MAGAs shot him because, you know, how dare a black man go jogging? The audacity of the man. Oh, but Charlie Kirk, a racist piece of shit that talks about the great white replacement theory, that if you're a black pilot, you know, what do we do with him, right? We throw his ass up on a pedestal right next to Jesus Christ. Oh, let's put him on Air Force Two. Oh, let's wear freedom shirts. You don't give a shit about the other people. You didn't care about the children that were dead in the church. Thoughts and prayers. Well, Senator Hortman and her husband and her dog that were shot in her goddamn house. Thoughts and prayers. Uvalde, thoughts and prayers. Sandy Hook, thoughts and prayers. Who gives a shit? There's nothing we can do. Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. It's a real shame that your kids were identified by those dental records. But you know what? Charlie Kirk. And then you people, what did you do? What did you whiny ass little bitches do? You went down to Starbucks and you said, how can I be the victim? How can I be famous and get 15 minutes of fame and make money off of YouTube videos? Oh, I'm going to record Starbucks not putting his name on my coffee cup. Oh, what'd you see? Tears. Oh, no, the world's coming to an end. And what did white people do, right? Oh, Jesus is coming. Bible sales went up 8 trillion%. Oh, it's the reckoning. Praise God. Oh, God is speaking to me. Hallelujah. But not a goddamn thing when over 8,000 black people were lynched or 1.4 million died in the Middle Passage. But the fucking man who stood for the white male patriarchy that wouldn't know Jesus if he showed up at his front door with the Bible, somehow that's a bridge too far and he's the victim. That's what it is. He stood for the white male patriarchy. Which brings us to the orange pig in the White House. Too many of this country were triggered by a black man in the White House instead of out in the fields picking their cotton. And their traditional family values? White. Let's be real. DEI? Oh, you're not white. You must be still in a white job. That's exactly what it is. CRT? Oh, you're teaching about black history. No, it's just history. But they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear about all the horrible things that I just mentioned. Because it infringes on their version of American exceptionalism. And it's only been good for white people. And they want to keep it that way. That's why the Orange Cookie took down slavery in the Smithsonian. That's why he puts up pictures of Robert E. Lee, that piece of shit that's rotting in hell that fought for slavery. That's why Pete Hegseth, the alcoholic, who's paid a woman $50,000 for assaulting her, gave medals to the people that murdered the Lakota back in 1890. Because, 250 dead women and children versus, 10 dead soldiers because they were white? They must be patriots. We have to reward them because we have to make sure that we show that the white man is in charge. And what do you see right now with ICE? Let's be real. 95% of those or more, they're men. I would guarantee you they're exclusively MAGA supporters. Insecure, mediocre white men with micro penises that need a gun to be a real man, that emotionally peaked in 7th grade. Maybe their mom's breastfed them too long. Maybe their dad didn't play catch with them. There's a lot of reasons these alpha males turn out this way. But they spend their whole life playing the victim of, someone's gonna steal my gun, don't tread on me. I don't care if your kid's shot by a gun, but just don't tread on me. They're all mediocre white men primarily. And they get off on shitting on brown people. Go look at the quotes, right? They're going to people's houses and asking them, hey, You're not the person I'm looking for, but do you know any of the people that speak Chinese? Oh, hey, sir, your accent isn't the same as mine. Prove that you're a citizen. They're racially profiling people. That's what they're doing. They get off on it because that's what the white man's done since 1619 and before. It's told everybody what to do. They're doing it in plain sight. And until white people decide to get off their lazy asses and get out of their privilege and be uncomfortable, nothing is going to change. White problem, we're the problem. Yes, in the words of Taylor Swift. We're the problem, it's us. Like it or not. And if you don't, then ship your ass back to England. Because as much as you don't want to hear it, this isn't our country. This belongs to the Native Americans. That's it. We're the problem. When are we going to admit it? When are we going to have the hard conversation? And this goes for people in the media. The bro podcasts on the left that want to debate MAGA, screw you guys. You're doing this country a great service. You're seeing the crap that's going on and you're like, can I be a whore to capitalism? Watch me yell and own the MAGA. Ooh, I showed him. Oh, he debated him. What does that do? Not a goddamn thing. You think the Democrats winning the midterms is going to fix anything? No. This is the problem. Until we decide to make this a priority and actually fix it, this country will never be great for everybody, and it has never been great for everybody. Have a white day.
All praise to YAHAWAH by
Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Rakwah, Quadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the mighty Akim, Wa'akwafim, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity, as well as a speckled bird that may look like the other nations, but are actually Yasharallah. This is Brother Kawakab coming at you with another lesson. Today's lesson is going to be on this. I know, a very long intro video thing type, but I thought, it is this one guy over here, he said a lot, so I thought, you know what, it's just not really, I guess I want to put it out there. I want to be able to push this exact same thing out, because this is actually like genuine frustration, and it's not just from us, it's from the exact same people as well. All right, let me get this. These two, Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the face of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? All right, so on top of that, Proverbs 29 verse 2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And this is how things are. This is how things are. Like, we see the evil, we see who is in power, and we see who is suffering. And but yet it's like all that does not matter at the end of the day, as long as so-called black people are suffering. All right, so nobody cares. Literally nobody cares about any type of retribution, judgment, or justice. I meant to say justice, not judgment, because Esau is in power, and it's such an annoying and disgusting thing to realize, but that's the reality of things. All right. And that's just how Yahawadah set things up. Let me actually get this. Romans 13 verse 1. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of Yahweh. The powers that be are ordained of Yahweh. Whosoever therefore resists the power, resists the ordinances of Yahweh, and they that resist shall receive themselves damnation. And this is the first part. Yahawadah set Esau up to be in power. All right. But Esau is only in power for a time. It's not permanent. All right. But the problem with that is that people, they think that this is permanent. They actually, you listen to me, like, Slocky, hold on, because you have to really understand this. There are so many Jakes that some of them they do that are not in the truth. By the way, I'm talking about Jakes that are not in the truth, or don't know that there is lies or whatever. Or I feel like most people do, but my main point is that there are a lot of Jakes that will say this world is so garbage and stuff like that. Like we need a hard reset or something. Like they will use that type of terminology and stuff like that, where they just hate how things are. All right. Another subsection is a bunch of Jakes that are just fine with things as they are. And that is so wild to me that people can actually say to themselves and think, you know what? This world is not that bad. You know, I like it, or this is the only thing that I have to look forward to in all my life. All right. My life is only amounted to living under Esau's bootlicking Esau. All right, that's basically the entirety of Jake's life. All right, where they don't think about, oh well, we're going to be going into a war. There's going to be a war. There's this and the third. There's rumors of wars and all this stuff like that. And there's been rumors of war when it comes to more recently with the whole DJT thing, okay, with Iran and DJT. That has been something. So Slakia, bear with me one moment. Slakia. So as I was saying, the thing about this is that, okay, well, they're just content. They're just fine. They're just settling for poverty in Babylon. And then you have so many people that will say, yeah, this is like the best thing. This is like the best place to live for us. It's like, it basically does not get any better than living in America. All right. That's basically how Jakes are. They don't see past this captivity that we're in. And the reason for that is because they have no faith. All right. So many of our people, they are so superficial. They are so carnal. They are only focused on the things that are seen, not the things that are not seen. All right. And let me actually get this as well. Corrupt. 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 25. And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. All right. So let me also get this. John 8:44, ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there was no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. And we also get this before I forget. Proverbs 4, verse 16, for they sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. All right, so this is the MO of Esau Edom. All right, so first things first, this Proverbs 4, verse 16, where it says, for they sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away from them unless they cause them to fall. Where in here, they get so mad that, I mean, I need to freaking cause trouble for someone. Like it's like breathing to them. Slock you. All right. So yeah, as I was saying, it's like breathing to them. If they don't do something evil, then they're gonna spaz out or some shit like that. All right, like that's how crazy this hating, this evil is to Esau, where he needs to be evil. He needs to do something. He needs to terrorize someone, be it Israelites, be it non-Israelites, be it whomever. All right, and this is where we're seeing this type of stuff. All right, this is how we're seeing this type of stuff where they are not these people specifically, but you get basically the point. And even this was so crazy to hear. It's just like this dude said he wants to die in quote unquote honorable death, which is like dying fighting for your country and stuff like that. Or dying in a war, that's basically an honorable death. Which, okay, sure, kinda, yeah, I guess. But it's like, rather than being content with peace, she even said that he said he wants there to be a war. All right, he doesn't want peace. Esau does not want peace, and that's the thing. That's how they've always been. All right, but yet, I don't know. It's so ridiculous to me how we as so-called black people or Israelites in general, we're called violent black people, angry black men, all in the third, essays and whatever. All right, savages. That's what they call the Native Americans, so-called Native Americans, savages and stuff like that. But yet these people are shown that they are the ones, they are the savages, they are the thugs, they are the essays and all that crap. All right, all those violent terms that they use to describe us Israelites, it's literally projection or some shit like that. I don't know. Like it's so ridiculous that we get pinned with these stereotypes when in actuality, it's like if you actually just saw Esau's track record, you would see that he's the one that's perpetuating all the violence. All right, now, John chapter 8 verse 44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there was no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. And over here, Esau is always full of lies. Esau is a murderer. All right, we see that Esau is a murderer. We see that this dude literally was saying he hopes to be in a war. He hopes to be in a war, and his father and his grandfather both died in war. All right, like that's what's wrong. Like you need to be able to take. If you have kids, you have to be able to take care of your freaking kids. Like what? I don't understand. You're going into war so you can leave your child fatherless? I don't know. And he didn't even say if he had kids or not, but it's just like it's just ridiculous to me. Anyway, yeah, so you have so many people. Let me actually get that. First John chapter 2 verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. So you have these people that love the world, and they are too fixated on the earthly things or the things that they see rather than the promised kingdom of heaven. All right. And even then, as this guy was saying, the bloodlust will never be satisfied. Like their bloodlust is always about, we have to kill someone, we have to kill this, we have to do that, we have to do that, X, Y, and Z. Like no, like we're not accepting this stuff. No, never anything about peace. But yet they give their speeches about, oh yeah, we want peace, we want this, we want that, while murdering people. Psalm 73 verse 3. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. The wicked is prospering right now. All right. Verse 4. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment. All right. So this is another thing where number one, the wicked are prospering, and we all know the strength of the wicked, of course. Now, also, on top of that, it says over here in verse 6, Pride compasseth them about as a chain, and violence covereth them as a garment. And the thing is that violence is what allows them to basically get away with doing whatever they want. Like they always go unchecked, because who's going to stop them when they have the biggest military force, the best military force, or most dangerous weapons and whatnot? All right. So yeah, that's what we're looking forward to. And just like I'm over here watching DJT basically panicking, because I did a video not too long ago where they talked about that, where he basically fucked up and he thought that Iran was going to surrender and there was going to be peace talks, but apparently that backfired, and U.S. soldiers died. All right, and got injured and stuff like that. So we're over here seeing how Esau's time is running out. Let me actually get that in Revelation. Revelation chapter 12. Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And this is the thing where we see that Esau's time is running out. So as a result of that, he's just going to go be desperate and do whatever he can. All right, like it's just whatever. Like, okay, well, it's clearly not working, so let me go be a bigger demon. All right, Slovakia. So basically, the thing here is, as I was saying, Esau is trying to, push death, because that's all he brings to people, death. All right. Hebrews 12 verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. All right. So the thing here, Esau is the most profane. He's the most wicked. He's he is the most secular, or the least spiritual person or nation out of all the nations. Because most nations really have some sort of spirituality to them, Esau doesn't have any spirituality to him. It's even with Christianity. Christianity is really not spiritual. All right, like I Slocky, but yeah, you basically get the point. All right. Although people would say that Christianity is spiritual, it's not really, because even the number of people that pray regularly, it's only diminished over time. It's diminished over time. Jeremiah 16 verse 19. O Lord, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction, the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. And that's where these devils are lying and saying all these different stuff about how great they are, when in actuality they are the demons, while they're lying and saying that we are the bad people, we're the demons, we're the evil, we're the wicked and whatnot. All right, hold on, Slakia, bear with me one moment. All right, so Slovakia again, issues, but basically the thing here is that these devils were told by their ancestors, after their ancestors stole, that, oh yeah, look at what you guys are. You guys are the greatest people ever. You're the default. You're the best. You're the this. You're the whatever. You need to set the standard. You need to do all this stuff, X, Y, and Z and whatnot. But in actuality, they whitewash everything, change everything. All right. Still kill. They kill back then. They killed back then. made slavery out to be not as bad as people make it out to be and whatnot and more. And yet we, at the end of the day, we are the villains in our story. We're the villains when we were treated terribly during slavery and more. It's like, and even now with the whole ICE stuff, like there's so much like fucked up shit. Obviously, I'm not gonna lie, I can force myself to listen to like messed up stuff. I'm not gonna lie, I can force myself to listen to it. That doesn't mean like I want to. Like I can stomach through it. Obviously, you really have to at this point, because it's like, what, like hearing about, I was about to say an actual example, but I should probably abstain from that. But basically, the main thing still stands, that the reality of the situation, that you cannot say, oh, I don't want to hear about that stuff, that's too violent, it's too this, that, and third and whatnot, because the fact of the matter is that we're going to be getting into Jacob's trouble, where that is probably going to be the norm. YAHAWAdah, it's not going to be the norm for the elect, but maybe surrounding us, sure, that might be that will be the norm, but not for us experiencing that at YAHAWAdah. All right, I'm just saying, but yeah, so as a result of that, it's just like we are over here, we have to like just say, okay, well, we have to accept that this is pretty messed up. Yeah, I heard about all these different terrible things and whatnot. You really just have to like kind of, you really have to hear about this stuff and accept the fact that these devils, and even these guys were admitting that, yeah, like our people, they are evil. Like they're actually evil. All right, and it doesn't. There's no sugarcoating it. That's just the reality of it. All right. Psalm 17 verse 13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. And that's the thing. Like at the end of the day, yes, we might not want to face certain stuff, but at the end of the day, like that's only if we are wicked. If you're wicked, you have to understand that, yeah, this is judgment from YAHAWASHI. So of course you're gonna have to face judgment from YAHAWASHI. The Lord allowed certain things to happen that, okay, well, this was judgment. The person that suffered whatever tragedy, honestly, that is kind of just the fact of the matter. Like if you do something bad, you have to expect to receive something bad in return. So that's why we try our best to abstain from sin, abstain from getting on YAHAWASHI's bad side. All right. Now, next, let's go into Zechariah 1 verse 15. And I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction. And Esau is forwarding the affliction back then during slavery, and even now. What do you think? What do we think that he's doing right now with all the ICE detention facilities? All right, and then it's only getting worse. It's only getting worse. All right. So yeah, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Shem Yahushai, Shem Ruach Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, Abad Babal, and Shalom.